islands who do take the risk and cross. We're finding that it's families, not from Mexico, but from Central America, who continue to cross at peak numbers. Border Patrol continues to arrest 108 families on average a day in the Texas Rio Grande Valley. More on that in part 2 of our border series later this evening. So,
Heidi, thank you very much. Let's go now to Douglas Gibbs. He joins us via SKYPE as a radio host with KCAA-AM. He also helped organize those anti-immigration protests over the summer in Murrieta, California. Mr. Gibbs, thanks for being with us. It's been 6 months now since we saw those protests. Do you feel like you made a difference? Or, some would argue, did you make a lot of noise?
I think we did make a difference, and I think President Obama addressed the issue sooner than he wanted to because of that protest.
So based on that, in his executive action, which some critics decried, and yet Hispanics say that deportations are now up 365%, do you praise the president for what he did or condemn him?
No, I condemn him for it. The laws on the books, the immigration laws, are there to protect the receiving population from disease, from criminal elements, from a terrorist element. And by these immigrants not being properly screened
through the immigration process, made his way across the border that you know of?
I'm sorry?
Has there been a terrorist that has made his way across the border that you know of?
According to local reports, 1 in 3 people who cross at the San Ysidro crossing are of Middle Eastern descent.
I want to ask you this question, and by the way, I looked to see if there is anything to back that up because we haven't heard of those statistics here at Al Jazeera America. But one of the questions that keeps being asked is, are you as concerned about the Canadian border then, which a lot of people would argue is just as porous as the Mexican border, and illegals and possibly terrorists crossing there, as you are about the Mexican border? And is this then an anti-Hispanic thing or a immigration thing?
Well, sure, the northern border is a concern for national security reasons. The southern border, though, is not just national security reasons, but also health concerns. Part of the reason why I participated in that protest was because 4 weeks before the protest, my granddaughter had come down with hand, foot, and mouth disease, which was not common in our area, and the increase of cases correlated with the increase of immigrants coming into the area.
But again, I ask the question, is this an anti-immigration thing or is this an anti-Hispanic thing?
It's neither. I'm pro-immigration. My wife was born in Mexico, came here legally. What I am concerned about is the screening process not being used.
So ultimately, yes or no, was this a good year or bad year when it came to immigration and the controversy?
I think it was a good year because more attention has been brought to it. More people now are involved on both sides of the issue and are voicing their opinion.
Doug Gibbs joining us again, and we thank you as always for being on our program. And I get the feeling this debate is going nowhere, anywhere fast. Doug Gibbs joining us this morning.
All right, towards the end of the show, let's look at some lighter fare. A small town in Maine in desperate need, though, of a plumber. The Twitter says, so if a pipe freezes, if the drain clogs in Jackson, the nearest plumber is 50 miles away. So this is what the town is doing. They're offering